I don't really know how to accurately convey how little I want to be making this video right now, but I've kind of run out of options.
This may sting a little. Famous words spoken by countless medical professionals, estheticians, and dermatologists as they begin life-changing work on your body. But how much pain are you really willing to endure for the perfect look?
I am here with Sonia herself.
Part of the epidermis.
Oh my, is that my skin?
That's your skin.
Imagine you've been seeing a world-renowned esthetician for years, someone who miraculously got rid of your lifelong acne when no one else could. After countless expensive treatments that kept your face clear, polished, and poreless, you've grown a bond with the one person who could restore your confidence in your face. As years go by, you grow so close to the skincare guru, she starts calling you her daughter, a compliment that feels special considering she treats hundreds of clients, including some of your favorite celebrities. One day, you walk into the familiar treatment room, lulled by soft spa music, surrounded by the warm aroma of essential oils, and welcomed by the facial bed that's practically molded to your body after so many visits like a comforting hug. Over 2 soothing hours, your trusted skincare fairy godmother exfoliates, serums, and moisturizes you back to the fresh face you've come to love. And just as you're about to open your eyes and re-enter reality, she suggests one final treatment for the ultimate glow. A quick, painless skin peel. Delighted to spend another minute in heaven, you agree. You hear bottles clink and drawers shuffle as she picks up an unfamiliar vial and drips a cool liquid across your forehead and cheeks. At first, the cold sensation tingles. Then it burns. Like fire. You try to rationalize the pain as the price of perfect skin, but this is different. Your heart starts to race as the searing pain only intensifies. Finally, you let out a scream, begging her to wipe it off. But with each wipe of the cold cloth only spreads the fire across your face, creeping dangerously close to your eyes. You sit up straight, gasping after what felt like the longest 30 seconds of your life. You quickly pull out your phone and open your front-facing camera to use as a mirror, only to be met with a reflection you barely recognize. Your own. Oh hi, hello, it's Swoop, and welcome to the dark waters of the Suspool, the place where everything and everyone is sus. Maybe even us. Come on in, the water's fine. Welcome back, Suspirians. I hope you're exfoliating and moisturizing that beautiful face card of yours while you still desire to, because today's Suspool is so toxic, you might never look at skincare the same way again. So remove those pimple patches and throw on a welding mask so we can wade through the waters of today's Suspool safe and sound. If you're new here, welcome to my second channel. On my main channel, Swoop, I do full-length deep dives, and over here, we don't. We dip. We skinny dip into the dark waters of the Suspool where everything is unhinged, so welcome to the chaos. If you're into a mind-bending, dark, twisted, chaotic tales, the chaos of my brain, subscribe to this channel, bring a towel, tell your friends, and go ahead and invite the like button over for some Thanksgiving leftovers, but instead of turkey, serve her rapid-fire pumpkin pies straight to the gullet. And speaking of welcome to the chaos, I just have to give a huge thank you, huge shout out to all of you who have got your pieces from the brand new Suspool Season 2 merch drop, as well as the Worthy collection. I dropped both of these collections just a few days ago, and my mind is blown at the response. Thank you, thank you, thank you with all of my heart, especially with the Worthy collection. That Worthy collection is so special to me, and I've just been reading your comments about the collection and how much it means to you, and just thank you so much. You can grab your very own pieces in the Petty University shop right now. I'm also running a sale. We've got sales on the Valid collection and some restocks going on for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and I just again want to thank you so much for supporting me as a small business, as a woman-owned business. It really does mean so much to me. So anyways, thank you so much. You can also of course join our Patreon community. We have the best Patreon community. We just crossed 3,000 members on Patreon, and you can get exclusive access to 4 more videos per month. That's 4 exclusive, uncensored, unfiltered videos per month, plus the entire back catalog of videos. Okay, so Spears, real quick, can we have a moment? Like lately, why does it feel like a never-ending relay race where like every baton is just another responsibility you did not ask for? Like the other day, I was opening my fridge and I found 1 sad lemon, half an onion, and something in a Tupperware container that I am 90% sure has morphed into a new life form. I'm constantly swamped with work, errands, weekends, the holidays, and somehow I'm still expected to cook meals like I'm on Top Chef Burnout Edition? Absolutely not. Which is why I love Factor, who gives me the flexibility to stay active and stick to my food wellness goals with just 2 minutes in the microwave. So a huge thank you to Factor for sponsoring today's video. They've been such an amazing supporter of our community. I love them so much, and I know you'll love them too. So I've been using Factor for well over a year now, and it really has made life so much less stressful. Factor meals are fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved, and ready in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes! That's less time than it takes me to remember why I entered the room. And Factor's menu, absolutely delicious. I've had dozens and dozens of meals over the year, and not a single bad meal. The food is just incredible. And Factor just massively expanded their menu, now offering 80+ rotating weekly meals. That's 3 times more meals than before. So whether you're into high protein, calorie smart, vegan and veggie, or just, feed me something delicious, you'll never run out of options. Plus, you can customize your meals now. So if you want chicken instead of pork or shrimp instead of salmon, boom, swap it, no additional cost. And speaking of seafood, they've doubled their options, and they've added 2 times more high protein meals featuring beef fillet, turkey, and so much more. And the food, the flavor, honey, it is so good. Like, I've had the most amazing ginger teriyaki salmon with roasted cabbage, forbidden rice, sesame green beans, and roasted onions one night. And then I had shredded chicken and spinach pesto tortellini with roasted tomatoes, garlic butter, zucchini, peppers, and onions the next. I've had steak. I've had shredded beef with macaroni. The dishes are so good. Factor takes all of the stress out. No grocery store runs, no chopping, or no piles of dishes, just real delicious meals that help me stay on track. It's one less thing you have to think about, and listen, with everything going on, we need a few less things that we have to think about, So if you're ready to take the stress out of your meals and hitting your wellness goals, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code SWOOP2FB50. That's SWOOPTOOFB50 to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code SWOOP2FB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year, and treat yourself, honey. You deserve it. Okay, let's dip in to the cesspool. Now, as we dip into the cesspool, this video, like all others, comes with a heavy dose of allegations. Now, I have to say this, everything documented is alleged unless otherwise proven in court, and all else are my opinions based on the publicly available information. Please form your own. Okay, strap on that swimsuit, grab your nose plugs, and let's dip in to the cesspool.
Famous faces are known all over the world, and they rely on them to make a living. That's why so many stars are clients of skin expert Sonia Dakar.
I don't know what I'd do without her. I love Sonia Dakar. She rules my universe.
I think she's expensive, but I think she's worth it. She knows skin. She knows it.
Sonia Dakar is a Beverly Hills esthetician with over 40 years of experience, known for polishing the faces of some of Hollywood's biggest stars, including Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, Jennifer Lopez, and even Madonna. She describes herself as the skincare Jedi.
I'm Sonia Dakar. I'm the founder of Sonia Dakar skincare products.
But the monstrosities we're uncovering today, thanks to a very brave woman who recently went viral on TikTok, paint Sonia Dakar more as the ultimate Sith Lord of skincare. And look, I'm not even one to use Star Wars terminology, okay? But I am on my cycle and exhausted, and I'm running with it, okay?
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
In late August 2025, 26-year-old entertainment entrepreneur Victoria Nelson departed from her usual TikTok posts about travel, work, and walking red carpets to post one of the most horrifying viral medical survivor stories the platform has ever seen, racking up 8.7 million views at the time of this recording.
I don't really know how to accurately convey how little I want to be making this video right now, but I've kind of run out of options, so this is my story about my experience with celebrity esthetician Sonia Dakar and how she changed my face forever.
Victoria's account of the unbelievable suffering she endured at the hands of celebrity esthetician Sonia Dakar opened the floodgates of the cesspool, resulting in countless other victims sharing their stories, legal action being taken, and the steady downfall, potentially, of one of the most celebrated skincare clinics in the world.
The Hollywood hotspots that the celebrities hit. First up on our tour, to stop at Hollywood's fairy skin mother, Sonia Dakar. Her client list is a regular who's who of A-list celebs. Her treatments are no walk in the park. She calls it boot camp with diamond microdermabrasion and infrared heat.
So, Sonia, you're telling me that Gwyneth Paltrow comes in here and lies down and lets you do this?
I have a news for you. Her baby is sitting next to us just as well.
Now, before we watch Victoria Nelson's video, allow me to give you some brief backstory on this beautiful queen. According to her LinkedIn, Victoria graduated from the University of San Diego with a bachelor's in business administration and in marketing, so slay, okay? And she went on to work for some of the leading entertainment companies in Hollywood, like comedian Burt Kreischer's production company, Birdie Boy, XX Artists, and Fabletics, before starting her own massively successful entertainment company, Undeniable Entertainment, at the beginning of 2025, which, yes, we love a woman-owned business. Yes, Boss B. With all of her roles and expertise being in kind of the social media landscape, she knew how to confront her trauma online, and she delivered with receipts and a heartbreaking story time that took over the internet like a matcha face mask.
My philosophy is a beauty boot camp. People come from all over to seek help, and I fix the skin.
And honestly, like, coming forward with this, especially who she was going against, could not have been easy. With her caption reading, quote, "In an ideal world, this would have all been handled privately and professionally, but after doing everything in my power to take the right steps and handle the things the right way through the proper channels, unfortunately, I have been left no other option but to publicly share about such an incredibly vulnerable experience." So sounds like it's going to be a lot, doesn't it? Well, it is. Now, just a heads up, some of the images that she shows of her skin damage are tough, right? We're talking about injury and such. Now, they absolutely do not make her any less lovely, period. It's not just my opinion. They don't make her any less lovely, period. But it is an injury, nonetheless, that she obviously has emotions about. So let's watch.
I don't really know how to accurately convey how little I want to be making this video right now, but I've kind of run out of options. So this is my story about my experience with celebrity esthetician Sonia Dakar and how—
My gosh, poor thing. That must have been so scary.
She changed my face forever. I've put off making this video for literal years. It's a pretty scarring, literally, experience for me. So I'm going to try to get through this in one video.
I can't imagine how much strength this took to be this vulnerable and put this story out there. I think it's really important that she did. I think it's really important that people know her experience. And I just can't imagine going through what she went through and then also going through this of the anxiety, the stress, the strain of making this video. And it just kind of adds to the challenge of the entire experience of what she's been through.
I try not to curse, and I'm going to try not to cry. So just please bear with me.
And can we also just give her flowers in the comments? I think she looks radiant. She looks incredible. I understand how much importance a lot of us place on our appearance, and it's only natural for so many of us to do that. I'm someone who does that as well. And so I can't even imagine, what she's been through. I've had, my own experiences. I had a burn injury on my leg that has left scarring there. And it took me a long time to be okay with it. And so I just want to everyone give her flowers in the comments and just let her know she looks incredible, period. Now, then, before, after, everything, she looks great.
I started seeing Sonia in late 2019. I was 26 and was insecure about having acne. That's not really that far out of the realm of normal for a lot of people. I tried a lot of other solutions, and I stumbled across Sonia. I started using her products at home and then ended up going in and seeing her in her clinic. I was immediately enthralled. She was so intelligent and so convinced that we could be able to clear my acne, which, if anyone's been through that, that's the dream.
So imagine how much trust has been established between them. You know what I mean? You go in there and her products help you and they help you feel better about yourself, how you look. And so you kind of trust them to guide you in whatever they recommend to be, the next type of treatment to explore.
The moment we started working together, I was posting online about my experience and how she did end up clearing my acne. I was telling people to buy her products and go see her in her clinic in Beverly Hills. I even called her my LA mom at the time and actually took my own mom to her clinic for a session.
That's how much she trusted her. She's taking her own mother. Y'all, when I'm telling you, I do not let my mother, not that I'm in control of her, but I'm so protective over her. And you have to have my full trust and then some for me to be okay.
She also called me family. So our sessions were kind of this like half skincare, half therapy. Like I really felt like I was hanging out with and getting advice from my mom. Flash forward to April of 2021, and I was going in for a routine facial, which by this point I had done plenty of times. We go into the room, everything is normal.
So she's been seeing her for like the better part of 3 years.
Standard facial, we're chit-chatting, and then she insists that we finish out the appointment with a peel. We had done a peel before. I trusted her. She, 1, is the expert, 2, knew my skin better than anybody else, and 3, the way it's described both on her website and in the room is having no downtime.
She says it has no downtime. So she explains on her website under peels, it says over 30 years of experience in providing professional peels with no downtime is wild. From my limited understanding, there are a lot of different types of peels that are going to have a little bit, some type of downtime, whether it's like, the dead skin, like kind of drying up and flaking off. Does that not qualify as downtime? It says no downtime, irritation, or peeling. So like, how are you doing a peel and there's going to be no peeling? I don't understand. Using natural and organic ingredients to assure safe and effective results of glowing and healthy looking skin. So there'd be literally no reason not to trust that she, the professional, who's this, esteemed esthetician, would know what she's doing and isn't going to steer you wrong. It would not be in her best interest to screw the clients, right?
So she starts the treatment. The solution is a liquid solution in a dropper, and she starts by applying it to my left cheek, then my forehead, and then my right cheek, and a small drop actually landed just below my left eyebrow.
Gosh. It sounds like it wasn't supposed to just land there. So number one, my first thing is like, what do you mean you're having product just land places that could have landed in her eye? How are they controlling the dropper? How are they making sure that it doesn't land other places that you're not monitoring? Oh my gosh.
I kind of felt this immediate like burning and stinging, which if you haven't had a peel before, they can have a little bit of a bite to them.
See, that's what terrifies me about like, I know people do proper peels, not this, but like proper ones every day. Like people do, they don't do them every day, but you know what I mean? I'm still terrified about it because what do you mean it's tingling? And what do you mean I'm supposed to be okay with that? Like I can't even do the lip plumpers. You put it on and it's like someone injected cinnamon and pepper straight into your lips. It freaks me out. Why is that? You see why I haven't had anything done as of yet.
But this definitely
might happen. I don't know. We'll find out.
I felt different. My eyes started watering. I hadn't been given eye protection, so my tear.
I'm sorry. She had not been given eye protection when a peel is being placed on her face and a wild, loose, just out there droplet splashed upon right under her eyebrow. No eye protection. Can you imagine if there are estheticians, professionals, or just like gurus who know shit? Chime in on the chat right now. Let me know, is that normal to not have eye protection for any type of peel or like really most any type of treatment unless it's, under eye safe? Is that normal?
Pretty quickly after saying that it actually hurt, she rinsed it off. I was given a fan to kind of cool my face down. It was still just like really on fire. And I was kind of confused as to why this hurts so badly. So I opened the front facing camera on my phone.
I can't imagine, like her face is burning, cleans it off and it's still burning. And she must have been wondering, how long is this pain going to be here?
To use as a mirror, as any millennial woman probably would, and saw what I thought looked like a white cream or a white lotion, but pretty quickly realized that that was actually my skin. Burned. I immediately snapped these photos and I sent them to my group chat where my friends immediately started freaking out.
Wow. The burn that I got on my leg, it was from a steamer. A steamer was pressed to my leg, like a garment steamer. It has like multiple holes for the steam to come out. Steam is like incredibly searing hot, burning through, very dangerous, was pressed on my leg just for like a moment like that. And the steam penetrated into my leg through all those holes, and it penetrated and it like got locked in there and it just fried and burned. The doctor that I went to see said it was a very bad, everything. It was like charred, crisp. It was very, very, very bad and excruciating. And I was devastated right on the front of my upper thigh. So it's like literally, it's right there. If I wear shorts, if I wear a bikini, it's right there. And so I understand that, but like, that's my leg. This is a whole nother thing.
Something you should know about me is I tend to hide my pain and emotions in humor. So I tried to kind of play it off like it was going to be gone soon. And in the room, she was very much insistent that it would be fine. She would fix it. And her words were, in 1 month, we would be perfect.
My gosh, in 1 month, it'll be perfect. Can you imagine? I wonder what Sonia was thinking about, because I can't imagine you could possibly be looking at her face and think, oh, it'll be fine in 1 month.
Arguably one of the more terrible I've ever felt about myself. Every morning I would snap a photo of my face and send them to her and ask for advice on what to do. And she would give me a protocol of what to apply. I actually am so uncomfortable sharing these photos, but I think it shows what I was dealing with. I don't know. Be kind, or like, don't be mean about them. Like, I was stabbing and sobbing and scared, and they're just like quite hard to look at for me.
That's so sad. It's so sad. Again, leave her more flowers. Let her know she's beautiful. She's beautiful, period. She's beautiful before, she's beautiful during what she was going through, and she's beautiful after.
And at the end of that week, I was actually supposed to go hang out with my brother. And she, in a text, said to me, is he going to be scared to see you like that? He was pretty mad and upset and told me that I should pursue legal action pretty immediately.
Yeah.
The side note is that at the time, I was actually just coming out of a other legal issue with an ex-boyfriend that honestly drained the life out of me.
How much does a person need to go through? Like, this is so unnecessary. Like, of Sonia Dakar to do this, and I would imagine she, you know, Victoria talks about, like, Sonia was kind of like her second mom. Like, she would have, like, it kind of felt like a therapy session. How much does one person have to go through?
The thought of going through another legal battle just didn't sound like something I could handle at the time. And I honestly, at my core, really trusted that she could fix this because she told me so. So again, with my brother, I kind of downplayed it, insisted that it would be fine. And when him and I were out that day, someone came up and asked me if I had acid thrown on my face.
Wow. If that was a total stranger, by the way, that is unhinged to go up to someone and ask some shit like that. That is so rude. Like, that's so unnecessary and so none of your business.
Which I didn't realize at the time was kind of going to be the beginning of people asking, I mean, fairly invasive, but also it's on my face. It's a quite obvious thing. If you're looking at my face, it's one of the first things you see. So
that was like, you know, like with my experience with my leg, I could hide it, obviously. I couldn't wear any fabric to touch the area for a few months. And so I built this like little like breathable box, and then I literally taped that around my leg, and the box was like over the burns, and I taped that box over it so that it always would ventilate, but clothes would never touch it. It was absolutely miserable. It was months of being like that, because there was one time early on that, you know, when doctors were telling me, oh, just put a bandage on it and, you know, put a dressing on it and keep the ointments and things that they gave me to treat it. I did that. And as the skin after, I'm not going to get into the gross details because it did all kinds of stuff. It changed. It like, you know, swelled, and there was all kinds of stuff like inside. It was, yeah. And one of the swelling, we'll call them packets, like burst because of the dressing on it was like had rubbed on it, and it like removed a lot of stuff and a lot more skin was taken off. And to this day, that spot is the worst scar that I have of all of it. Once I saw that happen, I was like, oh no, I'm not doing this. I literally did not trust what the doctors, they were just like kind of dismissing it and ignoring it. I was like, oh no, I think that we need to keep everything intact as long as possible and let it like do its thing. And so that's when I built that box so that nothing would touch it ever again until it healed. And that was the best decision I could have ever made, because everything else, the scarring is so minimal and faded except for that one part where where the gauze had touched it. But again, I could hide that, right? To various degrees. She's out there, her face is being presented to the world anytime she's going out.
As the days and the weeks went on, I just kind of desperately held on to hope that she was right and she would be able to fix it. So I did about 18 sessions with her in 2021 and 12 sessions in 2022. These treatments often included pretty aggressive microneedling. I don't know if I can show some of the photos because they're quite graphic, and I think these apps might take them down, but I think this gives you a pretty good idea of what the treatment and the recovery was like.
I'm gonna be so real. I never would have thought that you would micro needle. I know that's meant to like, renew the dermis or something. Y'all, chime in the chat. I really should know more about this stuff. But when I'm thinking about burns like this, the idea of microneedling sounds terrifying. If someone had said to do that to my leg, I'd be like, are you out of your mind? But maybe I'm out of my mind. Because I don't know.
And all of these treatments were followed by diligent use of her products and kind of this constant checking in with her of, are we making progress? Is it looking better?
I think it's actually incredible that she continued to go see Sonia after what Sonia did to her face, because I feel like a lot of people would never step foot in there again. And that's not shade on Victoria at all. I just think that's actually like remarkable that she was willing to go back and see her. But that also proves how much she trusted Sonia. Like, she really was placing her face in Sonia's hands time after time after time again, even after Sonia betrayed her face.
And still feeling on the inside like I was permanently disfigured. We were kind of on this journey of the next one's going to be it. And I kept kind of holding on to hope that the next session was going to be it. She had promised me she was going to be able to fix it. To my knowledge, she never consulted with another professional about the protocols or what she was doing to fix it.
That's unbelievable. If she wasn't talking to an expert in this type of injury, that is so unprofessional, and I think is just disgusting.
During this time in 2021 and 2022, I spent about in the ballpark of $30,000 with Sonia.
Can you imagine Sonia charging her? She's literally charging her to fix her mistakes that she did to her face. She injures her face and then she charges her for the treatment to heal the injuries that she caused. That's unbelievable to me. That is like beyond exploiting that relationship, in my opinion. Because Sonia knows, oh, she trusts me. She putting her face in my hands. Then you injure her face and she's still trusting me, so I'm gonna charge. Oh no, we'll take care of you. Unfucking real.
July of 2022, I went in for my routine skin check with my dermatologist and decided to just float the question of if she had any advice or thoughts on what else we could do. She was pretty immediately, really confused as to why Sonia hadn't immediately referred me out to a burn unit or a plastic surgeon when this initially happened.
My gosh. I think it's because Sonia knows how much she up, but knows that because Victoria keeps coming back to see her, that, oh, I've got her under my control. I can spin this up. I mean, I'm speculating, but I can, I can spin this up and make her think that I'm going to heal her and everything's going to be fine. And she'll know that I tried everything and then she won't sue me. That's all I can think of. Or she doesn't want to refer her out because then that news will come out that you just so severely injured one of your clients. Unbelievable.
And two, was really concerned as to what was actually in this peel, since in her experience, what an esthetician would have shouldn't do this level of damage. To this day, I still have no idea what was in that liquid.
Oh my gosh. That would be so unsettling to never know what was in that.
Dermatologist recommended a different treatment plan, which was 6 sessions of a laser. Again, felt kind of like an empty promise of 6 sessions and you'll be good. And that was another $8,000 out of pocket down the drain. Sonia reached out to me in January of 2023 and I let her know I was seeing a dermatologist and that we were trying this other plan.
So Sonia says to her, I'd love to have you come for next week for skin treatment. You still have package. We can talk how to get your complexion back to normal. How many more sessions do you have with the doctor? And Victoria replies, yeah, the white spot is getting a little frustrating because it feels like it might not go back to normal when next week works. She originally said 5 to 6 total and it'd be gone, but we've done 4 and it doesn't feel like the end is in sight, sadly. Sonia says, did she spoke to you about white spot?
I felt a little bit like I had been misled, that this maybe wasn't permanent, and kind of as things went on, it was proving maybe it was.
It's almost hard to imagine Sonia being able to sell to her, oh no, it'll be fine. In a month, give it a month, it'll be fine. And her then believing it again because she's trusting her. She needs someone to trust and she's trusting Sonia. And it's slowly creeping in, oh no, this could be like rest of your life kind of a thing.
The way that I was thinking during this time, which is maybe stupid, but I really kind of had this thought of she was the only person on this planet who knew what happened in that room. So she's the only one who could kind of figure out a solution. Whether that was smart or not, I put my hands up on that one.
I don't think Victoria is stupid at all. I think she's a victim here. It makes sense what she's saying is like Sonia is the only one. She's the only other one in the room. And she is the only one who knows what happened, who knows what's in that vial, allegedly, right? For Sonia to not even tell her what's in that is insane to me.
So during this time, I went back to Sonia to see if she could fix it. I went in for another 10 sessions and spent in the ballpark of about $10,000 with her.
It's just, again, I have to believe that Sonia knows that she is selling her a bag of bullshit that it's not going to go back to just perfect, flawless skin. And I think Sonia would have to know that. When you're in that job, in that profession for that long, she would have to know the limits of what she can and can't do and the extent of the damage that she did do. And she's just selling her a bunch of bullshit to keep her coming back. There goes $10,000 more trying to fix the mess she created.
Sonia and I have not spoken since 2023. I've since been advised by a number of professionals that the liquid probably was medical grade, or at least something that an esthetician shouldn't have access to, and that's what her license is under the California Board of Barbering and Cosmetology.
Her license is esthetician. Status here says licensed delinquent. Expired May 31st, 2025.
I've also since been informed that the microneedling treatments she's doing to fix the issue are also not covered by that license.
Wow. So you can see what's covered here and what's not covered here. And she's highlighted down here at the bottom. Microneedling is prohibited. There it says. You see it? We'll blow it up. Make it big on the screen. Microneedling for the services is prohibited out of scope. Microneedling, nanoneedling, and superficial chemical peels are within an esthetician's scope, but we'll find out what those might be.
Flash forward to today, and I still very much have marks on my face, and it's something that I'm very self-conscious about. It's the first thing I see when I wake up in the morning, the last thing I see before I go to bed. And when I see photos of myself, my first check is if the P shape on my left cheek is covered, if you can see the dent of where skin hasn't grown back in my forehead is, or if you can still see the little white spots on my right cheek. It's just overall not a great feeling to have that be the first thing you're reminded of every single day.
I'm so upset for her because it's so unfair. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to hear her talk about this is the first thing she sees in the morning, last thing she sees before she goes to bed, and she's just constantly thinking about it. And I just hope that she finds healing one day to be able to love what she sees in the mirror, because she deserves that. We all deserve that. And I hope that she can get to that place.
In total, over the years, I spent in the ballpark of $60,000 with Sonia. I trusted her with my face, with my skin, honestly, with a lot of my innermost feelings.
And Sonia had the audacity to charge her one singular cent, 1 penny after the injury is 1 penny too much.
This person wasn't looking out for me in the way I'd hoped is just really disappointing at the end of the day. I've also spent another $30,000 on other treatments with other professionals in hopes of getting my face back and having the pigment and the texture go back to normal.
So she's $90,000 in trying to heal her skin. $90,000 for these little couple of droppers that Sonia was doing when she wasn't even likely licensed to be doing.
The monetary piece of this is obviously, one, incredibly frustrating, but two, honestly, quite embarrassing. But the real issue is the amount of time and energy and effort I've put in putting together every photo, video, bill, text communication that kind of supports this case. There's been no resolution.
I don't understand that whatsoever. I don't understand how there could be no resolution. She doesn't know what was in the bottle. That sounds like Sonia's not disclosing what's in the bottle. That sounds like Sonia either doesn't know what's in the bottle either, or she knows what's in it and she knows it's big bad. And I just don't see how there couldn't be a resolution to this. It's just the evidence is there.
I've tried to go about it the right way and do the right path, both legally and with the board who holds her license, but there's been absolutely no resolution.
That's what's really terrifying, is like this seems like such an open and shut case for Victoria. And I don't understand. I don't understand.
Board actually has publicly recorded issues with her in the past and have put her license on probation before. There's also public information regarding her relationships with past clients, past employees. I encourage you to Google it. I went down a rabbit hole, and honestly, I'm quite shocked and horrified by some of it. Even with this mountain of evidence and what I like to think is a pretty clear-cut case, there's been no resolution and the board hasn't been able to do anything for me.
Literally, what is the board doing? I mean, I know they're doing things, right? But like, also, what are you doing? What are you doing here? Because this is very obvious. You should do something here. Maybe you should consider shutting Sonia down, or maybe you should investigate. I'm just saying.
There's been no accountability, and to my knowledge, these services are still being performed unchecked, and clients just don't know, because it shouldn't be on the consumer to know what is within and without someone's license.
Exactly. It's the professional's job to know what they can and can't do, not the consumers.
Just because it's advertised or just because they're offering it, apparently doesn't mean they should be doing it. And I've also been told that some of her recent clients are actually quite young, as in like young teenagers.
My gosh. And they're like, again, you know, whenever possible, always research your professional doctor, whoever you're seeing for any type of procedure. But the idea that teenagers are going in and putting their skin in the care of this woman is absolutely wild. And that's so sad because it just feels like she's taking advantage of a lot of people.
I'm not really the best at being vulnerable, and maybe that's part of the reason why it took me so long to actually sit down and film this video. But on a human level, it's just pretty devastating to have someone you trust so much permanently damage your skin and just not have any form of resolution or accountability. To be clear, this isn't a woe is me video. It's a be warned video. Not everyone offering services should be offering them.
Yeah.
This doesn't just happen at sketchy storefronts or places that offer these like hacky deals.
And that's a good point too. And I'm glad she's making that point, that it's not just, you know, if a storefront looks like, oh, it looks a little sketch, or it's not like, you know, very pristine. It doesn't have the Beverly Hills vibe, honey. Doesn't make it any different from the Beverly Hills like places. Either their ingredients and the products that they're using and the procedures that they're using and the tools that they're using, they're trained for and they're licensed to use, or they're not.
At this point, I feel like I've kind of gone through every stage with this: numbness, grief, anger, disappointment. I haven't really made it to the acceptance portion of this yet, but I'm hoping that if this at least helps one person, then maybe I can start to get there.
I really hope she does get there. I think this was really brave of her to put this video out. I'm really thankful that she did. I think people should know. I just wish her all the healing and all the blessings, because as far as Sonia goes, it's about to get even more wild in this story. Almost overnight, Victoria's brave story reached all corners of the internet, and people started sharing their own horrifying experiences as clients themselves of Sonia Dakar in the comment section. One user wrote, quote, "Sonia Dakar ruined my skin in the early 2000s. It took me years to get my skin to its normal, healthy place. She was a lunatic monster. I'm so sorry you went through this. She should not be allowed to treat people." Now, another influencer with 7 million followers, quote, "Sonia Dakar reeled me in by treating me like family too." Sounds like this is like an MO of her, right? Calling all her clients her daughters. Oh, wow. So it wasn't just Victoria. That's so wild. Like, if that was something that she's intentionally doing to make people feel like, oh, I'm extra special, I'm the only one she's calling daughter, and then you find out she's calling like everybody daughter, that's crazy. And then back to the quote, "and then attempting to get me to do free work in exchange for unnecessary treatments. Eventually, the overwhelming feeling that something wasn't quite right took over, and I never went back. I'm so sorry this happened to you. This is not okay." Totally agree. Not okay. It's not okay. What happened? Absolutely not okay. And you're gonna find out how not okay it was. One of Sonia's past clients from the Y2K days shared how she believes she was fraudulently billed during a session. And she said, quote, "I'm so sorry that happened to you. I went to Sonia Dakar in the early 2000s because I had a $200 gift certificate, and she kept adding treatments without communicating pricing, and it ended up being 5,000 human dollars. Can you imagine? She made me do a payment plan. I was like 23. That is so freaking unhinged. To go from like, you're going in there for, you got this $200 gift card, you know, you're gonna have a good time, to $5,000 is absolutely unfucking hinged. That should be, I don't know, I feel like there should be laws against that, against like medical professionals upselling clients to the point of like damn near bankruptcy for a 23-year-old. Are you kidding me? In that economy, I don't even know what economy that was in that year, but in that economy, in this economy and that economy, you span all economies with this grift, allegedly. I don't even know how to wrap my brain around that. And literally, I mean, at this point, y'all, if you want to look like a filter, just turn on the filter. I mean, I get it. I get that it's not the same thing as like in person, but what are we doing? Why are people taking advantage of people's literal faces? And you're like, let me see how I can scam this person, how I can upcharge them, and maybe use products that are unsafe that I'm not qualified to use. Allegedly.
It is time to go see the queen herself, Sonia Dakar. My skin has been calling for her the last few months.
But this story goes way beyond influencer culture, with Victoria's scarring experience on full display. A large wave of medical professionals started weighing in on all the levels of alleged malpractice and damage Sonia was committing, and what they revealed was shocking. From estheticians to dermatologists to nurses, there was a content frenzy outraged, absolutely outraged by Victoria's injuries, and rightfully so, outraged on her behalf. One nurse created a video clarifying what had really happened to her skin, what they believed.
This is something called frosting, and something that actually happens in chemical peels. Once the peel is applied multiple times, it starts to denature proteins in the skin, which leads to this visible coagulation in that white color. Here's the issue. This happened to Victoria as soon as the peel was placed on her skin, and it was this drastic. Again, we don't know what peel Sonia was using, but this is why it's my guess that Sonia was using something out of scope. Something like a phenol peel, one of the deepest, strongest peels on the market, or an extremely high concentrated TCA peel. Again, we don't know, but something like this is not normal. And Sonia should have sent Victoria to a plastic surgeon, the ER, a burn unit even.
Now, licensed dermatologist Dr. Angelo, someone who is actually allowed to offer extreme peels to patients, explained how dangerous Sonia's Dakar's peel was.
So first point here is about scope of practice. Certain professions are only allowed to do certain kinds of procedures, and that varies from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. There are some things in the description of how this procedure was done that set off some red flags for me. There was no eye protection used. I'm a stickler for eye protection. It's very important, especially when you're doing a chemical peel, because if it's peeling your skin, imagine what it could do to your corneas. She describes the esthetician using a dropper to drop the solution on her face. That is not how you apply a peel. That is literally awful. She doesn't describe any sort of consent procedure that happened before. So before we do cosmetic procedures, there has to be a discussion of the risks and benefits of the procedure and possible adverse events. This esthetician continued to try to manage these complications herself, which is unthinkable to me. Like, it would sound like, if I heard this and if this is true, like somebody who's really just trying to cover their tracks. If you injure somebody badly with a procedure, you should be sending them to a medical professional.
In People magazine's coverage of Victoria's story, they explain that, quote, the Board of Barbering and Cosmetology states that medical grade products and microneedling are both out of the scope of an esthetician. Out of the scope! The limit does exist, Lindsay Lohan. That was a Mean Girls shout out, not a shade to Lindsay. Love Lindsay. The limit does exist, and you have passed it. You have surpassed the limit. You need to stop. You full stop. Back to the quote, and that it is ultimately a licensee's responsibility to understand their scope of practice as provided in Business and Professions Code Section 7316. Basically saying, yo, you're running a business, you have your licenses, and you don't have other licenses. It's your job to understand what your licenses are. It's not the client's job to understand what that's supposed to cover. And when you don't have a license to do something, that means you're not supposed to fucking do it. It really can actually just be that simple. You really don't have to take advantage of everyone so that you can upcharge them to make more money, because now look at you. When you look into the scope of work that an esthetician's license allows in California, it's pretty extensive, but it still doesn't come close to covering what Sonia was doing to poor Victoria, especially when trying to fix the damage. It's all laid out in the California Board of Barbering and Cosmetology's scope of practice graph, and you see the graph, you can see that microneedling is not within her licensed esthetician's scope of practice. So it also shows a superficial peels are within the scope, but that's most likely referring to things like, like clay mass or gentle drying mass, not the deep penetrating acid that she dropped on Victoria's face. I literally, just saying that sentence out loud, I feel so terrible for what Victoria went through. It terrifies me. What have I had? Have I ever had a facial? I've been to a couple of beauty events back when I used to host beauty events and things. And they would have someone doing a quick little 15-minute, demo type thing. And it would be I don't know, they would put, some type of, what is it where they take the blackheads off your nose? They would remove that stuff. And then they did do a brush and put a nice little moisture over my face. And that's the extent of any type of work or anything that I've had done. And this shit scares me. It scares me. I know it shouldn't to certain degrees, but it's fucking scary. It is, right? It just makes you like, you know? Now, Glow Day explains, quote, superficial chemical peels are the mildest of the peels. They remove the outermost layer of the epidermis. They are mild enough to be used as part of a monthly skincare regimen to help reduce the appearance of fine lines and age spots and can help even out the texture and tone of your skin. Now, licensed esthetician Charlotte Parler explained that the peels Sonia was likely performing were most likely, allegedly, significantly more potent than a standard superficial peel and allegedly entirely outside the scope of what her license legally permits. Entirely outside its scope. Again, this is from the information that we have, so it's a bit speculative, but here we are.
This esthetician doing a chemical peel that very likely is not legal, very likely, because you cannot operate in these low pHs. That is for a dermatologist. And sometimes, and phenol even, very limited what you can do. The fact that this person was not immediately referred to a burn unit, not immediately referred to a dermatologist, and everyone's like, oh, well, like, she was offering, and the fact that she charged her for treatments to fix it, that to me is where it gets into a point, because everybody makes mistakes. How you handle the mistake.
So with all of this coverage, people weighing in on the story, people started looking at Sonia Dakar's past videos because Sussy Susan is always watching, okay? And people noticed some other disturbingly unsanitary practices going on in her office, like this video showing her double dipping a serum dropper after touching it to a client's skin. Can we put a freeze frame up? Put a freeze frame. She's actually touching the dropper to the client's skin. This is actually unhinged levels of unsanitary. I don't know what in the was happening here. I don't know how this could be happening. How many times did this happen? How many other clients did you serve with that same dropper after this? What do you mean you're charging $5,000 to 23-year-olds and you're touching the damn droppers to people's faces? Allegedly. Another someone called attention to the fact that she's doing what I do and wearing several rings, except I'm not touching clients' faces, okay? I'm just here in the Suspool. She's the one touching clients' faces with rings without gloves.
Here it is. She always starts with cleansing my skin and then putting a mask on and letting me sit under the steamer for like 15 minutes. And after that, she goes in with her famous flash facial. You guys can literally see my dead skin just peeling right off.
That actually just literally makes me nauseous just thinking about all the potential cross-contamination that could be going on.
What the fuck, bitch? What the fuck, bitch? What the fuck, bitch? What the fuck?
These stories don't just stop at the comments section, unfortunately. 2 days after Victoria posted her video, professional makeup artist Chanel Soares shared her own story accusing Sonia of scamming her and physically injuring her after going in for a complimentary influencer facial in exchange for content. Y'all, I'm so, I'm sick of like the influencer grift, and I'm sick of people grifting the influencer grift. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, you got the influencers out here and they're doing their scams and doing weird sus Susan is watching shit. And then they've got these other like more traditional businesses, but they think they're now influencers and they're kind of in that influencer space, but then they're taking advantage of influencers who are, it's just, burn it all down, people. I'm sick of it all. Burn it all down. Start it over.
This whole experience was weird from the moment I stepped into the office. Typically when you go in for a facial, they check you in, you go into the room, you get settled, but no, I was immediately met with her daughter. And her daughter had very salesperson vibes. And she brings me into this separate room where they sit me down and she tells me the whole spiel about Sonia Dakar and she tells me to wait in the room.
I'm just gonna say, like, this is giving very Beverly Hills office where like they had the concierge person. I had like a dentist who was like this. Ironically, it was the dentist who gave me a teeth whitening that gave me the most excruciating pain that I've ever had. And they like take you into this little room and that's where they have like talk up the doctor and like, oh, the doctor's incredible and they could do this for you and that for you and what are your dreams and hopes and goals in your whole entire life. And then they start to try to like check off boxes to upsell you on stuff. That's what I'm imagining is happening here. Oh, you could really benefit from this and then from this and then from this.
I'm waiting in the room and it's probably like 30 minutes that I'm just sitting in this random room. And I'm just like, okay, well, time is already ticking. Hopefully this doesn't take that much longer. Finally, Sonia comes.
I love this. She's a woman about her time. Listen, I got things to do. You got to make my skin look great. I got things to do, places to be. Let's move it. Let's keep it pushing.
And she's like, welcome, very eccentric. And I'm like, okay, like, she's a little weird, but cool. We go into the room and I'm expecting her to lay me down, us to get started. No, babe. I get into the room. She immediately starts going on this spiel, on this long rant about all the celebrities she's ever done. I've done the Kardashians.
Oh my gosh. She just walks in there to name drop. I can think of nothing that would have me leaving faster. Literally when people, the name dropping of like the celebrity name dropping of like, I worked at this person, I worked at this person. That's the quickest way to get me to eject, immediately just eject from the room. I'm ejecting from the room, I'm ejecting from the building, and I'm in my car and I'm gone.
I've done this person and that person, like literally just name dropping. I'm just sitting there like, okay. And she's like, my facials usually cost $2,000. You should be so happy to be here.
Oh my gosh. You are so lucky to be here. Don't you feel blessed? You're so blessed to be sitting in my chair. My services usually cost $2,000, but I guess for you, I'll charge less. And it's like, why? That's because your services don't usually cost $2,000. Or if they do, you're just upcharging random people based on what you think their wallets have that day. And I hate all of that.
And just like making me feel like I should be honored that I'm about to have a facial with her. That was the first red flag. And then after that,
we don't need, you're the one paying her bills and keeping her lights on. We don't need the highbrow bullshit. And also, what is your skincare regimen? Because glowing, I am glowing.
She starts to take these super up close photos with her iPhone of my skin and then proceeds to pick my skin apart in a way that I have never experienced. Now, I don't really have trouble skin most of the time, and at this time I had a little bit of acne but nothing crazy. She was like, you have big pores, you have a lot of texture, this is not good, but don't worry, I'm gonna fix you.
Isn't it incredible the ways we have been able to micromanage particularly women to the absolute depths of hell? Like you talk about the Suspool. We have found ways to find problems with people, particularly women, in ways that were never humanly imagined before. What do you mean you have your iPhone on like 3x zoom and you're trying to find a pore so that you can bitch about it to the client, make them feel bad about it, and upcharge them to $5,000? The way we just manage, and then professionals manage to make people feel so very small, particularly women, for how we look. It is unhinged to me how we keep doing this. And then when, I see comments of people, women shaming other women for their looks, it's like, do you not understand that you're just perpetuating this bullshit cycle? And if you shit on women's looks, that's giving everyone else to shit on women's looks. That's giving men permission to shit on looks, and they're gonna shit your looks. They're gonna come after you. That's just like the same thing when like I see girls and women shaming other women for like their age and stuff. It's like, why on earth would you ever shame a woman for managing to stay alive? Like that's the dumbest thing. It's literally the dumbest thing to me. Oh my gosh, she had another birthday. Oh my gosh, how dare she still be living? It really could end if people just shut the fuck up about people's looks, age, all of that stuff.
She begins, and I swear to you, I have never felt a more rough facial in my life. And I get facials all the time. I get facials once a month. I'm not new to this, but I'm still trusting her. I'm trying to trust the process because, again, this is Sonia Dakar. She is esthetician to the stars.
Oh, she has had it with Sonia. I love this energy. I'm not new to this, babe. And I clock your tea right now.
She's super rough. She's exfoliating my skin, slathering products on, and again, I'm just trusting the process. And then we get to the part where she does extractions, and this is where it severely went downhill. She begins to do my extractions, and I'm used to extractions hurting because technically, like, they are always going to hurt a little bit because they really have to get in there and, get the gunk out. There was something off about the way this lady was doing that to my face. It hurt so bad that I almost had to stop her, and I was like, ow, ow. Like, it was like, and she's just like, don't worry, darling, don't worry. She's just going in on my face. She does the extractions, my face is hurting, and she's like, I'll be right back. I'm pretty sure she was doing another client at the same time that she was doing me because she left the room about 3 separate times during this appointment. Mind you, I blocked off 2 hours for this, and I had something to do later that afternoon.
Because you have a life as well. And you're paying for this service.
We're already running severely behind because every time she leaves the room, she doesn't come back for 30 minutes.
Oh my gosh. 30 minutes? Oh no, that's I'd be like, for every minute you're gone, I'm gonna deduct from the rate that I'm paying you. That's my petty side coming out.
So she puts the LED light on my face. It's like this huge machine and there's an LED red light, and she leaves again for 30 minutes. The light turns off in 10 minutes. And I'm just
gosh.
literally laying there with it on my face in the dark, wondering what the fuck is going on, wondering what time it is, and I'm looking at my phone like, oh my God, I'm about to be late for what I had to do later. I had like an appointment or something like that. And at this point, I'm getting agitated. Finally, she comes back. We wrap up the facial. I thank her. You know, I'm doing a little story because I've always been a type of person to show love to beauty providers because I am a beauty provider myself. And I was still being nice about it.
Okay, she's like going the extra mile because she definitely did not have to. Like, if that was her experience, she did not have to like share with her and like promote her. She's keeping it professional even if Sonia wasn't.
At this point, I need to go. I need to leave. I get dressed. I put my stuff on. I take a little selfie just so I can like post it later because I did say I would. I'm walking out and this woman has a bunch of products at the register.
You know it's bad when she starts it up by saying, this woman, I'm locked in.
Already rang up. She's like love bombing me, like, you're amazing. We're going to be such good friends. You need all these products. And at this point, I'm flustered because I'm running so late to the next thing that I have to do.
She already had products at the register rung up for her. She already pre-rung up a bunch of products that she hasn't even agreed to buying, that she hasn't even picked out. That is unbelievable.
I'm agitated. I'm annoyed. And it's $450 worth of product.
My gosh.
And I was so frazzled in that moment, and I felt so almost like obligated to buy these products.
This is the exact same tactics as like car dealerships. I promise you, this is like the same shit they do, these pressure sales tactics, high pressure situations, and they promise you, oh, but your skin is so awful. You look terrible. It's so good. Aren't you glad you came to me? I did the Kardashians. And now here's all the products that you need if you want to look good. I thought you said you wanted to look good. I thought that's what you were here for. Well, here's how you're gonna get there, boo-boo. And we're gonna be such good friends. Oh my gosh, you're like my daughter. Okay, we're besties now. Unbelievable.
That I just was like, I gave her my card and I wasn't even thinking. I left, and as soon as I got in my car, I'm like, I just got scammed.
Yeah.
I'm never supposed to pay for anything. This was never the deal.
Wild. Oh, so she was supposed to do this in exchange for content. And she had posted. It sounded like she had already posted on Instagram her stories. Oh my gosh. And she just swiped her card for like $400.
I look in the mirror, you guys. The places that she had done extractions were so dark and red. I'm going to try to find photos. They were so dark and red that they were already scarring on my face.
Gosh.
Fast forward a week later, I am left with the worst scars all over my forehead. I had deep red marks, even some on my chin. And it took my facialist at the time months to reverse the damage that she did to my skin.
That's so unacceptable. You're literally out here just injuring people left and right, high pressure sales tactics. You're scamming them allegedly into buying products. You're cornering them using this like coercion thing, and then you're scarring them. And then they have to spend all kinds of money with other people to try to fix what you did to them. It's so unbelievable.
Beyond that, because this left me feeling icky, I made a video about it on my Instagram, and so many other girls and influencers came forward with the same exact experience.
Someone said I spent $600. Someone said they had to wait like 30, 40 minutes. Someone else talking about having like weird energy. With all of these accusations flying around, you'd think that Sonia would have had her license investigated and potentially revoked by now if the evidence served. And that may be on the horizon, but this isn't the first time she's been under fire. Her past includes a string of legal troubles, including a previous suspension of her license for allegedly biting a health inspector. Yes, biting. I hate it here.
Ow! Did you just bite me?
No.
I'm Sonia Dakar. I'm the founder of Sonia Dakar Skincare Products. When I was a little girl, 7 years old, I was the go-getter girl in my family.
Sonia has been a practicing esthetician for almost 50 years now, first opening her esteemed practice in Beverly Hills in 1984 and growing in popularity and controversy ever since. Seriously, this woman has faced more controversy than some canceled YouTubers.
Hi, sisters!
One of her first major legal controversies was in 2007 against her own ex-husband and son. Yeah.
It's time to play
Courthouse News reported, quote, the family dispute over the ownership of 2 trademarks, the Sonia Dakar mark and the Problem Skin Specialist mark, pitted Israel Dakar and his son Nathan against Israel's wife, Sonia, their son Igal, and their daughters Daniela and Michal. So she had tried to get the trademark for her company's name, her own name, when it was owned by her then husband. Now, I don't know the circumstances of her husband owning her name, because also that brings up weird red flags that I don't know about, but we're just dipping in this, not deep diving. Then things really heated up for Sonia's villain era when in 2008, she allegedly assaulted an inspector from the California Department of Consumer Affairs Board of Barbering and Cosmetology. Ow, what in the fuck? Susan, have you ever bit someone? Don't answer that, Susan. Who thinks that, why would you think this is gonna help you pass they come by and they're inspecting things. Why do you think biting them when you're supposed to be, of all places, you're supposed to be so hygienic and you out here just, who thinks that this is a good idea?
Injectable can do certain area, but they cannot go all over your face. The snake venom go all over your face.
So this is the bite in question, and it happened in her own office. The LA Times reported, quote, according to the report filed with the Beverly Hills Police Department, Consumer Affairs Inspector Michelle DeGrate was removing an expired business license from the wall of the skincare clinic at 9975 South Santa Monica Boulevard when Dakar allegedly grabbed the inspector's hand in an attempt to take the license back. Do you really think that you're gonna get the license back by biting someone? Do you think you're gonna get the license back, period? But then do you really think getting teeth involved in the situation is going to help? Yeah, so back to the quote. In an attempt to take the license back, she pulled her hair and attempted to bite her hand. Lieutenant Mark Rosen, spokesman for the Beverly Hills Police Department, said the inspector then made a private person's arrest, alleging battery by the clinic owner, who was later released on $20,000 of bail and probably some new needs for dental work. What in the actual Y2K melodrama? This literally sounds like a scene out of the scary movie or Anchorman or something, or Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Heard you weren't evil anymore, which kind of makes the hair silly. Or nice.
This office brawl over an expired, do you call it a brawl? This office unexpected dental appointment over an expired license led to a full-blown investigation of Sonia Dakar, a Dakar Noir, if you will, and it culminated in Sonia facing charges from the Board of Cosmetology, including, quote, revocation for crimes substantially related to the profession, grounds for disciplinary action, inspection requirements, health and safety responsibilities of license holders. And it's actually incredible that she maintained and got celebrity clients during and after this. And that's because she ultimately got off with no more than a little slap on the wrist. Boop. Must be all the Hollywood connections, right? We all know them Hollywood types have a long track record of accountability.
Because I'm me, I'm different. I just have a different constitution, I have a different brain, I have a different heart, I have a different, I get tiger blood, man.
So the board didn't revoke her license for some reason, but instead put her on suspension while still allowing her to keep her license and continue practicing at her clinic. How are you're suspending a license and you could still practice it? I don't get it. In the Suspool. The terms of her health probation included, quote, personal appearances before the board, obey all laws, quarterly compliance reports, address notification, must inform the board of all address and employment changes, probation violation clause, completion clause. Upon successful completion, her license will be fully restored, employer notification, apprenticeship restriction, and cost recovery order to pay $6,000 to cover the state's investigation and enforcement costs. How much did you have to pay the person you bit? That's what I'd like to know. So from 2011 to 2013, her esthetician's license was under probation, I guess. But during that time, she declared bankruptcy. Guess you don't have to pay the $6,000 if you just declare bankruptcy. She declared that to, I guess, finance all those bougie legal bills and her stay at the Beverly Hills police station. But even worse news came out about her behavior soon after.
Are you ready?
Yes, let's do it.
And we're gonna do all of it without pain.
Okay.
But again, with no pen. How about this?
And with no needles. And no needles.
Suspirians, let us fast forward to 2020 when disturbing claims surfaced against Sonia, this time from her own employees, okay? The call is coming from inside the house, who alleged that they had endured a highly discriminatory workplace and filed a harassment lawsuit against her.
Sonia Dakar. I wanted to comment on Victoria Nelson's experience because I worked for Sonia years ago. When I first moved to Los Angeles, I was a front desk person and I have stories. I could not stomach the way that she treated her customers as well as her staff. So I decided to stop working there.
Holy shit. Y'all. The skincare fairy godmother is honestly seeming more like a skincare kraken from the depths of the Suspool. Look, the dark waters are here and she's somewhere floating in there. Now, CBS reported, quote, the suit said Dakar would make the comments about employees, job applicants, and customers, and that she allegedly repeatedly referred to Latinx individuals as, and pardon me, I'm just reading these quotes, she would refer to them as Chihuahuas, Gonzalez's, and Rodriguez's. Honestly, all the way off for that shit. In my opinion, according to court documents, Dakar is accused of saying she would not interview or hire Black and Latinx applicants and question people during interviews about their religious, ethnic, and national origin backgrounds. Why in the hell are you running a business? If this is how you're gonna treat people, this is how you're gonna interview people and treat people that you hire, why would you, why even bother? I don't even know why someone would even go and work there. Back to the quote, one of the plaintiffs left the company in December 2018 and the other resigned 3 months later, according to their complaint, which also alleges that Dakar failed to pay them all wages and other amounts they were owed. And seriously, when I say y'all, okay, y'all are not ready. My News LA detailed more of the despicable things that she would allegedly say at work. Quote, the plaintiffs allege Dakar also made the following remarks. Is the candidate Black? Then I'm not interested. We don't have Black customers. We want a uniform appearance. I hate it here.
The truth is, I don't hire Black people.
She also is alleged to say my customers wouldn't want to see Black workers. God forbid we exist in society and civilization. She would also say I'm afraid to go near Muslims because I will get my head. Words that I'm not even gonna finish because it's not even worth my breath. She's awful. She is also alleged to have said the applicant has Asian looking eyes and also I'm not interested in that Black look. Very funny when I've seen some of your aesthetics completely pulling from Black culture, but good luck, babe. Also says she tore up resumes of Black or Latino applicants and used a notebook to jot down notes about an applicant's ethnicity, race, and or national origins. What the you think this is, Cracker Barrel? Y'all know the story about the Cracker Barrel and the job applications? Is that lore? Is that oh, no, I think it's true. Oh. She would also put on the applicant's comments such as Black, I like her, but ethnic, I like her, but ethnic. Oh my gosh, how dare she, Dakar? What are we talking about? Why are people still like this? I'm just when I look at people who are so offended by the existence of other people just minding their business, whether it's people who are a different color or a different religion or they're a different gender identity or whatever it is, they're just oh my gosh, I'm so offended that you're here and you exist. And it's just why do that to yourself? Why spend so much time being offended? Everyone else out here just trying to survive this life, like all of us, and you're out here offended by someone's skin color. Can you believe that? That is unhinged. I don't know why anyone would go there to get their skin done because she's going to be judging you whether you realize it or not. She might not even take you as a client if you're, one of them ethnic types. How do you have Jennifer Lopez? So did you write on Jennifer Lopez's thing? It's I like her, but ethnic. How do you have a whole ass, bougie ass business claiming to make people beautiful when you're so damn ugly inside? Where is the Susan, you know what I want to know? Where is the laser Where's the laser setting for removing racist asshole lines and bitch level age spots?
The best advice I give it to my daughter is stay away from the sun, wear sunscreen all the time.
UVA and UV, bitch, there's no worse thing than being a terrible, ugly person inside, and it's so unnecessary, and don't do that to yourself. There is no SPF for being a chuckle fuck nightmare to other people because of their skin color. Period. Anyways, child, where was I? Reset. Okay, those employees ultimately settled with her in 2023 for an undisclosed amount of money or terms, but it's mind-blowing that she was able to keep her license or even keep clients after that. And that brings us back to our queen, Victoria, the latest victim of Sonia Dakar's reign of terror in the Suspool. After receiving comment after comment under her post encouraging her to take legal action against Sonia, it turns out she already had. According to court documents from the Los Angeles County Courts, on March 18th, 2024, Victoria Nelson filed a civil suit against Sonia Dakar for professional negligence, and we love to see it. Now, since Sonia does not hold a medical license, only an esthetician's license, this case doesn't qualify for medical malpractice. Now, however, the court documents filed by Victoria's lawyer use heavy medical language like patient, treatment, care, and more. The court documents reveal that Victoria spent upwards of $59,000 visiting several experts, doctors, and dermatologists trying to fix the damage Dakar did to her face. That's just the external, what she views as external damage. I can't imagine the internal with her feelings, her emotions, her ability to trust people, to trust professionals in the field. And worse, it's revealed that Sonia did in fact use microneedling to try to fix it for Victoria and continued to charge her for these sessions outside the scope of her practice, totaling $36,000 in charges over 36 sessions. Can you imagine having the whole grain, unhinged audacity to charge your victim to fix what you did to her face? I am livid! Suspicious! Oh, when I found that out, oh my gosh, it made me mad then. It makes me mad now. I'm gonna be mad when I'm watching the edit of this. I'm just mad about it. I'm mad about it. Quote, Ms. Nelson has subsequently been charged upwards of $36,000 by Ms. Dakar for treatments following this event. It's absolutely mind-blowing that if Victoria was gonna go back to you to fix it, if she trusted you enough to go back to try to fix this, the damage that you allegedly did, why in the fuck are you billing her a single thing? Why are you charging her a single you should have refunded for the what you did to her. You should have offered to cover for her additional medical expenses to try to get repair done to the injury, and you damn sure shouldn't have been charging her anything ever again in your own office, my opinion. Charge her upwards of $36,000 for treatments following the event. She has since seen Ms. Dakar at least 36 times since the incident to give Ms. Dakar the opportunity to fix the damage Ms. Dakar created. Now, Victoria is a bigger person than me because I would not be able to set foot in there again. If I did, I would be cussing somebody out 36 times over. After Victoria's suit hit Dakar, it was assigned to a judge and the ball started rolling until on May 13th, 2024, Victoria entered a request for dismissal with prejudice. With prejudice meaning cannot come back to it again, can't file it again. If it was without prejudice, she could have done it at a later date, make some amendments, whatever. With prejudice means that's it. So, dear Suspirians, you might be thinking, why would Victoria choose to dismiss the case against Sonia after everything she went through? While there aren't any records explaining exactly why this is that we found, this type of dismissal typically means the plaintiff and defendant reached a private settlement. Hopefully for Victoria, that's the case, and it's a good one. With everything on the line for Sonia, her career, her license, her luxury Beverly Hills skincare clinic luxury, and Victoria filing for a trial by jury. According to court documents, Sonia was staring down the well-moisturized barrel of her entire practice dissolving, so I could see a settlement being the most rational option in her eyes. And honestly, with everything we've uncovered and all that's been shared online, prompted by Victoria's viral TikTok, I'd be shocked if Sonia Dakar ever manages to resurface from the depths of her own acidic Suspool. Although, I don't know, maybe she's still probably treating clients to this day. But going back to Victoria's viral TikTok caption, she doesn't necessarily make it seem like things have been settled. So again, I'm just speculating, but let's read it again. Quote, "In an ideal world, this would have all been handled privately and professionally. But after doing everything in my power to take the right steps and handle things the right way through the proper channels, unfortunately, I have been left no other option but to publicly share about such an incredibly vulnerable experience." So I don't know that there was a settlement with that. That language kind of makes me feel like maybe not. While we may never know exactly what happened in the legal process of the court, I'm happy that Victoria finally had her day in the court of public opinion. It's incredibly heartwarming to see a large community gathering around a victim of professional negligence, in my opinion, and lift her up. And I, for one, think she is beautiful exactly the way she is, and that will never, ever change. Okay, so experience, time to step out of the dark waters of the cesspool, grab a towel and dry off. That's what I got. But what do you think of this story? What do you think of the fact that she was still able to practice after biting someone, that she was still charging to fix the problem that she created? I think that's unhinged. Let me know in the comments what you think about this story. If you want to hear more stories like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel, tickle the like button for more, and let me know in the comments if you have any stories you'd like to dip into. I have a brand new full deep dive swoop doc out on my main channel. We are digging fully into potentially one of the most toxic pick-me's that has ever been on YouTube. It is such an extensive deep dive on the OK Baby situation, and we uncover a lot more stuff that just has not been talked about in that story. Please do give it a watch, show it support, leave a comment on it, leave a like on it to help engage with it. Y'all probably know a lot of creators have been talking about the platform made many changes several months ago, and its affect the way viewership is handled and counted and videos being pushed out to people. So that's a whole thing. So please do support my main channel there and watch that. Highly recommend it. Also, huge thank you again to everyone who's got your pieces, your brand new pieces from the Suspool collection, like Miss Lilac here, the Suspool Season 2 collection, and also the Worthy collection. Both of those are available right now in the Petty University shop, linked below. Thank you so much for your support and for your incredibly kind comments about the collections, about the designs, about the Worthy collection and the message behind it. It's so near and dear to my heart, and thank you so much for your positive messages. Thank you for supporting me as a small business and as a woman-owned business. It truly means the world to me in ways I can never fully express. Also, big thank you to our channel members here and to our Patreon members. Love our Patreon community, and we just crossed 3,000 Patreon members. Thank you so much. My mind is blown. Y'all have just given me so many blessings this year. It has been one of the hardest years of my life, and for things that I just haven't even found a way to even put to words to talk about. And it's just been such a difficult year, and y'all have just shown up in ways that I'm so thankful for. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you and spending your time with me, because I know your time means a lot as well. So thank you for being here. You can join our Patreon community. You can join for free to get the free newsletter, be notified directly every time I upload or have big announcements. You can also join for exclusive access to 4 more videos per month. That's 4 exclusive, uncensored, unfiltered videos per month. Plus you get the entire back catalog of videos up there, only available on Patreon. We've got the podcast, extended episodes, and all that content I just can't post here. Follow me. Yeah, you know, I'm on the socials, Instagram, Twitter, Bluesky, all of that. I post most often on Instagram. I live in my Instagram stories, so check me out there if you want to connect. Also, dear Suspirians, take the stress out of your meals and hitting your wellness goals. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code SWOOP2FB50. That's SWOOPTOOFB50 to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code SWOOP2FB50 at factor75.com, and treat yourself, honey. You deserve it. Thanks for coming for a swim. Have a good day out there. Enjoy the chaos. Keep it cute, and I'll see you next time in the cesspool. Swoop!